Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. And in today's video, I am going to give you guys my plan for the stock market this upcoming week. I think this plan is going to work very well in the long term in terms of making money. And there might even be an opportunity to trade for all of my people who like to trade. So let's go ahead and get right into it. People get tricked very often, right? When the market dips a little bit. Let me put my phone on screen record so I can show you guys exactly what I mean. As a matter of fact, let me add VOO to this watch list I was going to show you guys. Okay, so we're going to do that. And now I'm going to put my phone on screen record. Okay, now let me show you guys what I mean, right? So we go over here to VOO, right? I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. Look at the 3-month chart. So the market hit another high on March 29th, and then it dipped right here on March 31st. This is typically when retail investors like to buy. Any dip, they buy. Then it went up again on April 4th. Then it dipped again on April 6th. And retail investors bought here. And now that the market has come down significantly to where we are today, now retail investors are left in a situation where they don't have any money to buy the dip. So I want to make sure you guys do not make this mistake, because even though I nibble a little bit on some dips, overall, I wait on days like this, like what happened last week on Friday, to really buy the dip, which is why I have got even more cash on the side now. I did some things in my bank accounts, made some moves. I looked at my financial situation. I said, yep, I can go ahead and pull the trigger. So that's what I'm doing. So my plan is, now that the market has come down to these levels that I always talk about, now the market, it's not fully at these March 7th and March 14th lows, but let me tell you something, the market can definitely go there. And, you know, I'm not in the business of trying to catch the absolute bottom, but when we get a massive 10, 15, 20% pullback like we're getting, this is the time to buy, ladies and gentlemen. And so my plan for next week, even though I'm still bullish, I told you guys I am still bullish on next week. So let me give you guys my full picture. This is what I think. I could always be wrong. Here's my full picture. I think Monday, the market is probably going to be down. I think the beginning of Tuesday and then going on to Thursday, I think Microsoft, Google, Apple earnings are going to be good. They may not be as incredible as Tesla, but I think they'll be analyst expectations. I think they'll be better than a lot of people are expecting, because these are just the best companies in the world and they always figure these things out. So I think once that happens, the market is going to rally a little bit. Remember, that is not the time to buy. So the market is probably going to rally a little bit, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be a good psychological thing. You're seeing your stocks go up, so that's awesome, right? And then here's when I think the market goes down again. I think once we start to get closer to the inflation reading and FOMC, I think that's when it starts to get a little scary. So once we hit May, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I think the whole sell in May and go away, or whatever the saying is going to be very true. I think May is going to be bad. I really do. So I think sometime in April, probably next week, the market is going to go up again. Okay, and I think in May it'll probably be bad because, well, let me say this. When the inflation reading comes out, I think we'll start to see inflation come down. But if we don't, that's going to be horrible. And when FOMC comes, if the Fed comes out and starts talking 75 basis point hikes or something even crazier than a 50 basis point hike, that's going to hurt the market as well. And so here's my honest to God plan for next week, okay? I plan to make a watch list, which I made. You guys can see it right here. It's called Blue Chips, okay? So I've got my Blue Chips watch list, and all of these stocks right here, I've got money on the side, and I am not buying any more stocks unless they go to these levels that I told you guys about. So where we're at right now, which is pretty close to these March 14th levels, I would buy here. And if we break those March 14th levels, I would probably buy again. But it's very important to understand, guys, even if you buy right here where we are and the market breaks those March 14th levels, you're still good because you bought on a really good pullback. You didn't buy up here on March 30th when everything was to the moon. You didn't buy VOO at 424. You're buying VOO at 391. That's a huge, huge difference. And it's very important to understand that. And so you always got to remember, you're never going to catch the bottom. I know a lot of people wish they could catch the bottom. Nobody's smart enough to catch the bottom. That's just how life works. You just can't predict this stuff. So don't ever be discouraged if you buy something and it goes low. Let me give you guys the perfect example. People started, not everybody, most of you guys are very friendly and nice, so thank you for that. But some people actually made fun of me because I said that if Google goes to 2,500, I'm buying again. And when Google went to 2,500, I did buy it again. And then it dipped, and now it's at 23.92. So now people are like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like how you talk smack? I bought the dip. Like, it had a significant pullback. The dang thing on March 31st was at 27.81, and then it dipped all the way to 2,500. Why wouldn't I buy that? You know, you can't catch the bottom. So it's funny because Google's at 23.92, and it could go lower, and that's fine. But in the long term, when Google goes back up here, you know, when Google goes back up here to 29.60, everybody's going to be looking stupid. I'm going to be sitting here like, yeah, I told you. Like, just because I didn't buy the bottom doesn't mean I didn't get Google at a discount. I got Google at a pretty good discount in my opinion. And honestly, at this level, I'd probably buy more. Like, I have no issue with that, you know? So definitely remember that you're never going to catch the bottom, right? And in terms of buying stocks, please, for the love of God, I hate that I have to keep saying this, but it's okay because I really want you guys to do well. These stocks right here are the only stocks you should really be focusing on. And it doesn't have to be exactly these stocks, but at least focus on blue chips, good companies, strong companies, the big boy stocks. I don't want to hear none of this. Oh, I'm buying Tattooed Chef. You know, if the market goes lower, I'm going to buy Tattooed Chef. I'm going to buy Honest Company. I'm going to buy Neo. Stop buying trash. I'm sorry. And I get it. I know you guys don't like when I talk about Neo. Neo's a good company. They're making deliveries. I get it. But the market is telling you what they think about Neo. The fact that it's gone down significantly more than all the blue chips. So if you want to mess around and play with Neo because you believe in it that much, then at least hold yourself to only putting 10% of your money in a stock like that, right? So let's say you got $1,000, right? Take 10% of that and put that in stocks that you are really bullish on that are very risky, like a Neo or a DraftKings or a SoFi. And the blue chip stocks is where your money should go. I'm just telling you like it is. This is how you really make money. Now, a lot of people think that I just only buy tech. And I am mostly a tech investor. However, I'm not all tech. You know, I am looking at Starbucks. Starbucks is a good buy to me. Pepsi, I'm looking at as a good buy. You could also go Coca-Cola too if you wanted to. Coca-Cola wouldn't be bad. What I'm really surprised about is although the semiconductor stocks have come down so much, Intel has actually held up very well, guys. It really has, which shows you how strong it is. It shows you it's a blue chip. And it also shows you that the market kind of thinks that, you know, this thing is already low enough, you know. As bad as everything tanked, Intel actually traded like an index fund. Intel didn't go down very much. So Intel is another stock that I will be looking to add as well. So what are the main stocks that I am looking to buy? I will be looking to buy more Google. I am looking to buy more Disney. Disney is going through peak FUD right now. Trust me, it will recover. Trust me, they will figure this out. They're going to battle the whole tax situation they got with the state of Florida. They're going to battle in the court. Probably going to win. And even if they don't, they'll still be fine. So Disney's a buy for me. I love this peak fear. Disney is the definition of, what's the Warren Buffett quote? Be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. Yeah, everybody's being super fearful. So this is honestly, in my opinion, the time to be greedy on Disney. I like Disney. So Disney would be a buy for me. Costco I love so much, but the valuation is just too ridiculous. So I couldn't buy Costco right now. But I got on the watch list just in case it has a crazy pullback. Apple, like I said, if Apple goes to the 150s, I'm buying. And if it goes lower, I'm going to buy again. I mean, it really doesn't matter. If it has a major pullback, I'm just going to buy, you know. And also let me say this, because a lot of people have told me like, oh man, you're buying overvalued tech, big tech. It's in a bubble, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you say, dude. If Apple and Microsoft do tank, even though I know for a fact they're not not going to tank like a Netflix. Could they tank maybe 10, 15% if they have a very bad earnings? Sure, maybe, but I highly doubt it. But I can tell you right now, they're never going to tank no 60%. It's just not going to happen. So even if those stocks do tank, it would just be a great opportunity for me. So overall, guys, to sum it all up, what is my plan? My plan is to store up cash. I've already got a decent amount of cash stored up. I am ready to put some of that cash to work next week. Hopefully the market continues to be bloody on Monday. And if it is, I am going to do some shopping. And if we break those March 14th lows, which could happen, keep in mind, I do not think we're going to break those March 14th lows now. I do not. Now, obviously, if every single big mega cap stock has a terrible earnings, we will for sure, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think May is when we could potentially see us break those March lows. So I've got cash ready for May because I think that can happen. And keep in mind, everything that I'm doing is long term. You know, there is a trading opportunity here if you want to do it. I mean, typically when the VIX goes to 28, 29, 30, and stocks have had like a 10, 15% pullback, there is an opportunity for a swing trade. And if you don't believe me, let me show you. You actually could have swing traded right here in March when everything was in the crap dump, when everything went to the dumpster. You could have actually bought a bunch of stuff down here at these levels. And then you could have waited till March 29th when everything went to the moon, and you could have sold here for a nice profit. You could have did that. You could have swing traded. Now, obviously, you guys know that's just not how I invest, but I respect everybody and what they like to do. If you like to trade, there's nothing wrong with that. Do your thing. I'm just a long-term investor. So for me, when stocks are down here, I like to find great blue chip stocks and continue to dollar cost average. And it's very important that people understand what dollar cost average means. Dollar cost average doesn't mean you're going to buy at the bottom. Dollar cost average means you're dollar cost averaging into the stock. You're bringing your average cost down and you're buying it for the long term. And if it falls lower, you'll buy more. So that is my plan for next week. Like I said, I'll show you guys this list again. I've got Pepsi on here. Obviously, index funds are always going to be a buy. I told you guys I have a portfolio that is for my big purchases where I have nothing but index funds in it. Intel, I'm looking at Apple, Costco, Disney, Google again, Starbucks, and maybe a few other stocks that I don't have pictured here because they wouldn't fit on the screen anyway. But you guys get the point. Those are my thoughts. Hopefully this video helped you guys. There you have it. That will go ahead and conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.